All right, give us the explanation. What are you going to teach us?
For the welding, there is like two major family of welding machine. There's like the one use electricity. We call them arc welding. The second one is like the one with fire, like with like a torch, stuff like. So in the family of the arc welding machine, there is like three type. The electrode, it's the one we have, is like the most old one. Basically what happened, we have like metal inside, and outside the metal there's like this powder, and when we weld, the powder melts and protects the welding, because when the steel is like liquid, is very sensitive to the oxygen, and if the oxygen come inside, it will make like porosity, and the welding will be weak. Process we use to melt the metal is the electric arc. So basically what happened is that we have the machine that use the electricity about 220 volts, convert in high amperage. It's the amperage who define if the welding is like high or low. So the electricity come over there, and we connect the piece with the machine, and after we arrive with the rod, and what happened with it's like a short circuit that will happen and will melt the weakest point, which is here.
The positive or the negative touch, no? It's like
it doesn't matter actually. You can switch these two and it will work fine. But yeah, the direction of the electron will change, but at the end it will melt. There is two kind of electrode, the rutile and the basic. We work with the rutile. The basic are more like polyvalent one, but more expensive, and the rutile is like quite good for what we do. To weld is like really easy. Actually, the most difficult part is to define the amperage, because when we work with like electrode, the size of the welding is defined by the size of the electrode. We have like we have different size, like the smaller one are for like, of course, smaller sheet metal, and the bigger one is for like strong stuff, like more. It will define the quantity of additive metal we have. So it's very difficult to let's say to weld with this big bar a small sheet metal. After, other thing that define the quality of the welding is the speed. If you go too fast, it will be like not good enough, because the metal will be like not well in the wrong place, stuff like that. And if you go too slow, it will become too hot and it will totally melt. With the electrode, you always go backward. With a different kind of welding, it could change, but electrode is always backward, and you let it melt slowly. It's the most easiest way to weld. You can move a bit if there is like a difficult welding, but for the start, just let it melt, and it's good.
so all you're doing is melting the rod,
Yeah.
and not trying to heat the area too much.
Yeah, the objective is not to heat too much. That's why you have to be fast enough to not become too hot, but you don't have to be too fast, because otherwise the welding will not be correct. It has to be like the most consistent possible. It's the key. If you have consistent, normally it's a good way. Some tricky part with the electrode is the powder I speak in the beginning. If it go inside the welding, it will f it up. That's why electrode are like not usually not is that much. The only way we use a lot electrode is because you don't need gas, which is expensive and difficult to keep, and you can also, with special electrode, you can weld underwater. But otherwise, it's the most problematic part with this kind of welding is that if the powder go inside the welding, it will make like a bubble and not weld that part. It's very tricky. So we can make like, if you have any questions.
What we choose here, like this?
Yeah,
100.
you can choose between the diameter of the electrode.
This of this.
Yeah.
It's like the amps, then you.
Yeah, it's for helping, but you basically you go with like your experience. If you're like small, it's more or less 80, and if you're big, it's 100, 120. But it depends the kind of welding you want. It depends if you have like a welding that go like that, you will have like, so this part is welding. So you have two pieces to connect, and you weld like that. It will be higher because you want to melt a lot of metal. But if it's like that,
a long piece,
you want to weld a few part of metal, so it will be a bit lower. It's more balance.
And the other thing I heard was the angle is important too, right?
Yeah, the angle is important. That it's important because it's the best way to prevent the powder to go inside. If you are too high, let's say, if you are too like that, too at 90 degrees, the powder will easily go in front of your welding. And in fact, if you are too at an angle too short, the powder will also start melting before and it will go inside. So ideally it's 45 degrees, more or less, but could change a bit. But if you stay at 45 degrees and consistent speed, it's a good part of the job. When you start the welding with the electrode, it could be tricky because it could stick, and if it sticks, don't worry, it happens a lot of time. You just have to move the electrode, because if you keep it stick, it's all the metal that will keeping hot and it will destroy the powder. So just move right and left and take it back. Okay, that part was good. At the start, it was like it doesn't the powder go in front, so it doesn't weld all of that. So if it was like a important weld, we have to start again.
What do? You just brush it off?
Yeah, you have to brush because now if you just weld over it, it will
inside parts.
yeah, it will start again, so it could be endless. So we have to take all of the smelt powder off, and after we can start again. It's better to take it so it's clean, and if you paint it, if you do other stuff, it will be really clean.
And why did you bang it with the hammer?
It's the only way to take it off.
Okay, cool.
Basically, when you start, you put it here and you make like some movement like this, and it will start, and after you let it melt. And you have to pay attention, because you will see there is like two liquid that are quite distant. There is the metal one in the bottom and the powder one, and you have to keep the powder every time you can behind. If it starts to come in the front, it will be a problem. You can try to just don't move and let it go, or you can make movement like that, but a bit more tricky. 45 degrees. And when you do this movement, the road has to be like more or less the same. If you do like that, it will be problematic. You have to stay close. If you're like that, it's really difficult to weld, because there is too much movement. The idea is you can even put to have the most stability possible, and you start like that, and you touch it slowly. And you can use your two fingers just to make it like, don't put pressure, just to guide a bit. And touch. Too fast. Just slowly. Okay, stop.
Oh my god, it's weird.
Yeah, you have to go really slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Fast, slow. It's very bright. You cannot see what happened outside. So you have like few millimeters of the reflection that you can see, and what you have to search is the angle. You can see that, and if you see this line a bit, just 1 or 2 millimeters, it's okay. You go millimeter by millimeter.
You just follow the bottom of the stick, no? So around the bottom of the stick, you can see a little bit.
Exactly. No? You see nothing else but. Too fast. Go slow.
Wow.
Oh, not too bad, no?
Good.
Not too bad.
Yeah, dog.
Stop.
Nice.
Wow.
Really good.
Look at this guy. He's metro.
So what happened in that middle part? The carbon touched the outside?
No, it just move a bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
Better, no?
No, but it's really good. I mean, it's that's the problem with welding. That when you start going good, it won't happen forever. That you have to move, because the electrode becomes shorter. So the key is to trying to move all your body, but without moving your hand. And I think what happened in this place that you move a bit because it become a bit shorter, so you move.
The stick is
Yeah.
moving,
Yeah, because the good thing with electrode is that you can actually touch the metal. So when you touch it, it's more or less just have to follow. With the other way to welding, you're more like in the air, so it's a bit more tricky. With the electrode, it's good because you can just touch it and make it melt. The problem is if it melts too fast for what you think, you start to like go away because you have contact and suddenly you have no more.
The welder extraordinaire.
Slow. If it's like that, it's really good.
So I should start lower and then go up.
Yeah. Slow. And more deep. Okay, go inside, you're too far.
Too fast.
Too far, yeah, you have to really go inside. Okay, more deep. Go inside. Yeah, same problem as canteen.
Too fast.
Too fast and too
too
far.
far away.
You have to be really close.
Yeah, I think you need to push it a little bit inside always because the more melts, you know.
That one, look at that one, it was beautiful. It's tricky.
If I just go down with small welding, I still advance. With my hand,
Okay.
I still advance.
You don't move your hand almost,
So when you weld, you go really like that.
You hold fast and your hand moves.
Yeah, so the weld go everything faster. So you can go even this direction, but your hand won't move like more than that.
Yeah.
And it could go even straight.
Yeah, that is a mistake we all do now. We see it's going, so we just want to go back.
What you do is like, you go right because you go slowly acceleration, but it's very, very slow.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even have to move.
So I actually wasn't here for the filming of the welding class with David. This is editing Jessica here. I've been editing the video, so I've watched his instruction multiple times with the techniques. So I'm gonna give my first welding attempt a go right now, just based on the tips that I saw while editing the video. Too fast. Oh, bubbly.
Yeah, give it a good brush. Difficult, isn't it? And what do you think?
I feel like I have it. I just need something cleaner to work with.
Vader.
Welding is so much fun.
Difficult.
I really enjoyed it.
Look, it's a super useful material, and here in Bolivia it's actually cheaper to work with metal than wood, so I've had to learn it. We're really grateful for David Chardonnays for
Thanks, David.
giving the class and making all these cool things on our property, and I guess we've got to go forward and make our own. So go to it, don't be shy.
Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.
See ya.